How many folks we got in the building early today on a Monday? We've got some wild weather coming to the East Coast. Sounds like pretty severe storms coming. So for those of you out here on the East Coast, be safe, be careful. This is going to be a wild week. Wild week. Steve, yeah, actually, I'm going to post my watch list here real quick because there's quite a few out there. But I do like NBIS considering they were in the news. Got some good news with Meta. It's kind of interesting there. So we can get some follow through there. I'll pull that up actually right here. Give me 1 second. There we go. Let's see. Just give me 1 second here. Yeah, there's a bunch of other ones too, but let me just make sure I didn't miss any. We're in a little early today too, which is good. Normally I prefer idea to do an update right in the middle of me being on the microphone. Awesome. We're back. We are back. We are back. You guys can hear me okay, Vincent? Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, look, there is no shortage of information, data, and wherever you want to pull this. We talked about it last week, which is markets want an excuse to move higher and a reason to move lower. Well, we've got our excuses for sure. Besant kind of helped save the day, if you ask my opinion, trying to calm the waters a bit. But frankly, still a lot of commotion around the oil trade. So we're going to see that move higher. We have a huge week ahead of us. All the big central banks are going to share their thoughts on rates and inflation and kind of what's happening. That's Bank of England. That's Europe's central bank. You've got Japan. You've got Taiwan. I mean, everybody is talking about it. And then, of course, our very own chairman of the Fed this week talking about rate decisions. You know, for those of you guys that don't know, every month that does happen. They figure out, do we cut? Do we increase or hike rates and or keep them the same? So trouble being, this commotion around oil is 100% inflationary. You saw the jobs report, and now apparently, based on the news from Meta, there's going to be some really highly paid engineer, white collar type folks looking for a job. So unemployment likely going to be impacted. We're going to see inflation tip the scales now, and it's a forcing function really to cut rates, if you ask my opinion. However, I don't know if that's going to work. So we'll find out more on Wednesday, what that means, what that looks like. But let's talk about the stocks that are kind of moving around this week. So NVIDIA has a big GTC conference this week. We talked about it last week. It's going to be going on till Thursday. And what's interesting is I actually found kind of who's going to be speaking at that conference. So today, worth noting, from 2 to 4 p.m. our time here on the East Coast, Jensen Huang is going to take the stage. Realistically, he'll probably be up there for an hour where markets will probably react. But a lot of different companies are going to be like presenting or chatting at this function. I mean, it's like literally the AI Super Bowl, if you will, this week. So a lot of big movers. I would say, you know, let's keep an eye on things like Google. Let's keep an eye on things like we'll say Mag 7 and generally, but some interesting outliers like Honeywell is going to be there. Pepsi's going to be there. Let's see, like SMCI is going to be interesting because Micron reports this week, and that's on Wednesday. So we have some earnings, and then of course the big ones are out in China. So like Baba's reporting this week. All the big, I'd say, China stocks, those are also going to be reporting this week. So like Baba, for example, is on Thursday, and you know, so FedEx on Thursday as well. But my big focus this week will be Wednesday on this Fed rate decision, and I think that literally anything happening right now from that GTC conference can have a huge impact on tech. We know that markets have rotated there. It's a safe haven. We're seeing the Mag 7 names get some rotation of dollars, just frankly, in my opinion, from a durability perspective. Cue the disclaimer, it's not financial advice. But look, we're seeing a lot of big movement in names like NBIS and CoreWeave from this bullishness around, are we going to invest deeper into AI? So Micron will be a name I watch this week because if you look at their whole supply chain, you got ASML is in there, you've got Broadcom's in there, NVIDIA's in there. So if we can see that Micron has literally like forward guidance that they're sold out until next year, that's a good sign. That means everybody's earmarked the dollars to buy the goods that are essential for AI. So that should be a good thing. If the opposite happens, I have a feeling we could be looking at a Jenga piece. So again, a lot of contingencies. Keep talking about excuse to move higher, reason to move lower. Right now, the excuses are just headline, hey, everybody feel good, don't worry about anything, we're just going to keep buying the dip. Reason, though, I mean, you guys have seen what happened, right? So we talked about the sandbox for the last week or so. There it is, for those of you guys who see it. We tried to get above it, rejected, came right back down, crashed through it on Friday. And look at that, boom, spiked back up. Now we're trying to push the upper end of the sandbox. So definitely some pretty volatile markets, which are great for us as traders. That said, it's a big week. A lot of news going to be moving around. A lot of excuses to be purchased for the markets to go higher. And if we get a reason, like I said, on those earnings calls for MU, it could be aiming lower. So look, we're here a little bit early, which is totally cool by me. I don't mind. But let's talk about the watch list just a little bit. But first and foremost, good morning, 44 Trading Nation. Good to see y'all are here early. So Steve C is in the house bright and early. Vincent, good to see you. Mark O, Seth, good morning. And Ali, good morning. I'm going to talk a little bit about the list that I have in front of you. So NVIDIA, obviously, we talked about the GTC conference. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that one front and center. NBIS getting a pump here this morning because of the news from Meta. Meta's agreed to actually a Friday night Reuters, who knows if it's been validated yet, but if it does, it probably will continue to move higher. But Meta plans to let go of a ton of people, like almost 20% of their workforce, which is terrible. It's devastating for those folks, I'm sure. But I'll be keeping an eye on Meta, usually laying people off. Unfortunately, is good for the business just because it helps optimize margins. So I'll keep an eye on Meta and NBIS today, kind of in a like a brother-sister kind of trade. Like they're independent to some degree, but NBIS did have a huge pop from being in the news that NVIDIA was going to throw $2 billion at them. So anyway, we'll keep an eye on those two for sure. NVIDIA, obviously, with this week being what it is. And then look at SanDisk. For those of you guys who haven't seen, like I have MU pulled up here, but let's pull up SNDK. Look at this monster. Almost back up to $700, guys. So maybe the theme is coming back where hardware is greater than software, right? Because software can be written by greater hardware. Question, maybe, possibly. So we'll keep an eye on names like that. So I'm thinking CoreWeave from an infrastructure build-out perspective. Maybe that's back in the hot seat. So I actually have that one as well. Tesla, I just have because look at this gap up. 390 held like champ. And now we're trying to get back up into that 400 print. I may not take the Tesla trade. I'll probably take CoreWeave over that. So I'm going to put that up here, actually, if that's okay with you guys. Let's see if I could type. There we go. So this is kind of like my focal list. I've got a couple other names on a different list, including the Mag 7, along with the SPY and the Qs. I'll keep the Qs down here in the corner just because we've drawn out this little sandbox. And I call it the sandbox. It's literally where we dropped down to and bought back up to the day of the Iran conflict. So it's been kind of a hotbed or hot zone for, channel, basically. So keeping an eye on those levels, and they happen to coincide with previous levels from way before the conflict happened. Like, for example, the 598.14 was an all-time high on the 18th of September, which we've been kind of waffling around that area. So we'll keep an eye on the 600 print and see how we go from there. Jonathan, good morning. Good to see you. Let's talk about some of the stocks you guys are looking at. What do you guys think? This morning, my bias will be to the upside. That said, be careful of catalysts. So like I say, always trade what you see, not what you feel. Today could be like we've seen for the last few days, few sessions. In one candle, you can go straight up like this and then straight back down. Was it coin the other day? Look at this. I think this is a fun one. Look at this. Straight up, straight down. So you get all the way up to 207 and then right back to 197. Did the same exact thing the day before. Up to 203, down to 193. So a 10-point move. So these markets could definitely catch you flat-footed if you're not careful, but we're traders. So don't be afraid. Take your money, run away. You need to, but rule number one always applies. Pay yourself first. Pay yourself first. Also, cue the disclaimer. This is not financial advice, y'all. We are sharing opinions and years of experience doing this. It's without a doubt my favorite profession. Maybe a race car driver would be the only thing that I would prefer to do other than being a day trader. I'm live. There's a few other things I would like to do, but still, it's definitely great business. The hardest, easiest money you'll ever make, as I heard someone call it once, and I thought that was pretty clever. Transfer, good morning. Good to see you. So yeah, like I said, I think my focus this morning will be CoreWeave for this like a smaller trade. What's interesting is like Paramount is going to be at this GTC conference. So for those of you guys like small cap names, this could be an interesting one. So that's P Sky or Paramount Skydance. Meta though landing here at the 630. Let's see if we get a pullback to like at least 628, maybe 625 and hold to move higher. Because just remember, I mean, these markets are crazy, man. Just a couple sessions ago, we were up at 660 and we tanked all the way down to 610, less than that. So look, no shortage of volatility. NBIS, you guys know the rules. Anytime I see something like that, what do we do? First thing, big candle like that. Let me see the anchor VWAP. Boom. Anchor VWAP. It's almost right there with the regular VWAP, so I can get rid of that. That's totally fine by me. But then I typically will measure that and then mark my 50% retrace right about there. So if I see a bounce there, or a needle and thread, as I like to call it, that's not the formal name, but literally break this and come back through, needle and thread, boom, boom, I might get interested to go long, assuming we could show some strength on that level. With Meta, we could do the same exact thing. We'll just draw this. Yeah, it's not a perfect science, but it just gives you at least like, hey, if people are nervous, like pull back to 622 and hold, perfect. Might be a good opportunity to go long. That's just a 50% trace off the initial move in the pre-market. So basically, if you missed out here and you got big bags of cash, why pay 630 when you could buy it at 620, right? Anyways, I digress. Nice. I had to go all in or anchored. Yes, exactly. Then you're on the spot with that. Yeah, sorry, I was looking at the charts there and just saw the comment. F1 driver, Jonathan, sure. F1, actually, my dream before all my days are over is I'd love to do the 24-hour Le Mans as a gentleman driver. That would be dream come true, man. Dream come true. Like I spent a lot of time in anyway, some race cars. But yeah, anyways. F1 would be cool. But like I said, big fan of just racing in general. Let's see. You're also watching CTMX Biotech Phase 1 results on cancer treatment. PM Pop. Let's see what happens at the Bell Mart. Good call out, man. CTMX. The trouble with this space, like Darren is big on this stuff too, Mark. I don't know if that's your background as well on the healthcare or bio side of the house, but I just don't know enough about these things. You know, like I've learned about some of the trials and all this other stuff, but like when I see like what is that worth move or the that worth move? What is a move worth when you're looking at something like that where you're going, okay, is it 2%, 20%, 40%, 80%, 1,000%? Like I don't know. It's a challenge with some of these biotech names because you'll see those kind of wild moves. It'll start like $9 and then halt at $48, and you're like, what just happened? You know. That's the only trouble I have with some of those names is they're great when you catch them. So I'll keep that. I'll keep that on a separate watch. Keep us posted on that one, Mark. Appreciate the call out. What else, guys? We've got about 3 minutes before we kick things off. Look, there's a ton of news this week, guys. There's a ton of reasons these markets should be falling off a cliff. However, the excuses at the moment are greater than the reasons. And that excuse is climb the wall of worry. And I think there's still some optimism around rate cuts, but I'm talking like a full point. Right now, the projection as of last year was we would only have one rate cut in the entire year of 2026. And this feels like a forcing function because we're going to have more unemployment, almost guaranteed. And our inflation is going to be literally insane. We've already seen it in some of our earlier numbers, but it's going to likely get worse. So we shall see. Maybe they'll say, hey, we'll wait, we'll pause until next month, which if we do, I don't think market's going to like that. But what do I know? I feel like MRA is going to pop with SMCI and Tesla. Interesting. Jonathan, you're watching AMD. I like it. Yeah, this whole space is going to be kind of nuts today. So for those of you guys that like, let's just say, for example, like an ETF, you can look at SMH, right? But like this whole sector is in play, especially because that GTC conference. But that's what I mean is something could literally happen out at that conference that we're not even privy to, and it could crack the market straight to the downside. So like I have NVIDIA 100% on another screen. In fact, maybe I'll keep it up here because SanDisk, maybe we'll get rid of coin. Because this is going to be the catalyst for the rest of the market. All right. You guys ready to kick things off? We open in about 10 seconds. Good luck, traders. Make good decisions today, y'all. Make good decisions. It's NDK straight up. NVIDIA moving nice. NBIS, let's do it. Ooh. CoreWeave. All right, let's do it. Full share size, CoreWeave. First trade. Right now, that's disgusting. 52, guys, 87.52. I don't like the fill, but that's okay. We're in full share size. Let's see if we get a nice move there. SanDisk all the way to 700. That's crazy to me. NBIS couldn't get in fast enough, guys, but that looks really nice. Meta pulling back again. And let's see if we can hold this area. If we end up dropping down a little more, that'd be good. Might go 2x share size on CoreWeave. If we get above that session high, just above 88 bucks. Let's look around here. Ow, CoreWeave, what are you doing? Oof, that's a gross move. Okay, Meta's holding here. I like it so far, but let's just see. Let's be patient. A couple minutes here. By the way, some of you guys were asking where's Scott. He actually got stuck because of travel. So he'll be here tomorrow, but he's trying to figure out how to get on a plane to get home. And there's some crazy weather here on the East Coast. So be careful, y'all. Those of you out here in the East, because, man, it is supposed to get pretty bad today. Okay, let's see what Meta's doing here. It'll probably give a little more 625 area, and if we find a hold, great. This CoreWeave trade I might dump. Hanging on for now, but let's keep an eye on Meta. CoreWeave, that's gross, guys. That's really bad. Just hop on theirs for now, right? Okay, I like that. All right, let's get into Meta here. We'll start small. Okay. What a random fill. You gotta love it. We'll round down. Can't add to a losing trade here on CoreWeave, but I think I might. Like another full share size down here. Let's do it. Okay. 2x share size, guys, on this one. I really, really needed to hop higher here. Look at Meta. Let's go. Beautiful. NVIDIA pushing up nicely. This is the one I'm worried about, though. Like, if we end up getting to, it's either going to be a $200 stock by the end of this week or more, or it's going to be down at like 160 bucks. That's how crazy this conference can be for NVIDIA stock. Cue the disclaimer. What do I know? But I mean, people are dying to see this thing back up at 200 bucks. Like, just they really want to see it above 200 bucks. 212.19 was its all-time high on NVIDIA. Let's not forget it had a split or two. Hey, Meta looking great, guys. Add a little more. Adding to a winning trade, not a losing trade like this guy over here. And if it doesn't work out, then we'll take a little loss on CoreWeave, which is fine. NVIDIA looking great, guys. SanDisk looking great as well. This Meta trade is going to launch now. I'm going to add even more. Let's go. Over half share size now. Good. All right, now the Q's battling with 601. Top of the sandbox, we'll call it. See that? Isn't that funny how that works? Make some resistance. This CoreWeave trade is killing me right now. TSM, I like it. Yeah, that whole sector, man. SanDisk, I'll get rid of. In fact, I'll put let's do TSM, sure. Look at Meta now breaking out, guys. This is awesome. Great trade here. Terrible trade on CoreWeave. We're still in it though. Hanging on for a bit. Just as long as we stay above this 200 MA, I don't want to see it crack much further. But look at Meta. Meta. We talked about it. I said, what, 627, maybe 625? Where did we get to? 625.80. Come on. Come on. Other than clicking the button. All right, now we should get a breakout, guys. Meta, 640 minimum. We get above here, 636. Right there. We should take off. Ah, CoreWeave, that's disgusting. What is that? Oh, that hurts. That one hurts. Okay. I'm going to hold on for a little bit longer on CoreWeave. Anything under 85 bucks, I'll dump it. No. Well, I think it's time. I think Meta's going to rip. NDIS is going to rip. And CoreWeave, I don't know if it's playing games or what, but it's got me worried for sure. But NDIS, look at this thing. This thing looks like it's about to rip. All right, let's do it. NDIS, guys, we're going to go long here. One-way play. 12925. 12925, guys. Again, I'm not going crazy on the sizing for this one just because it is ready for NBIS. CoreWeave, come on, man. What are you doing? That's disgusting. Okay, got to eat a loss here on CoreWeave, guys. In 3, 2, 1. Go on. Barely hanging on here. CoreWeave gonna eat a loss here. Okay, I'm out. CoreWeave dead trade. Meta's still looking good. I want to see a 640 print. I might have to wait for a while. But yeah, nice move there on TSM, Seth. Very nice. Jonathan, you like coin. Okay. I was watching that earlier today, actually. Let me do that here. Very nice. Keeping an eye here on the cues. Barely got above the little sandbox there, and now we're rolling over. Okay. Come on, Meta. Don't do this. NBIS looking okay. TSM rolling over. This is kind of what I'm worried about with NVIDIA's conference is literally if anything bad comes out of NVIDIA's mouth, this market can just fall drastically. Nice. Just like the Burger King, yeah. I think I like some call options here, guys. On the cues. Let's look at the 602s for tomorrow. 605s are $1.50. Okay. We'll start there. We'll get 10 of those. $1.50. Why not? Let's go 605. So if we move a leg lower to this 200 and we don't bounce, then I'll probably dump them. So that might be a few $100. But if we bounce here, like I think we will, then it should be one big candle that does this. And then I can just wait. So I'm watching that sandbox like a hawk right now. You guys see that? You guys seeing that? Let's go. Let's go. I'm going to add 10 more. Sure. $1.60 now. Got 20 of those. More than happy to pump it if it breaks out above this 60. Let's just call it 602. I'll be all right. Meta, I don't like this pullback. It sucks. SanDisk is above 701 right now. Incredible. CoreWeave rolling over big time. Disgusting. What a letdown that was. Huge pop on the first candle and then pow. Right into the dirt. Okay. Let's see what else. What else? Uh-oh. Is it a real red roll or not? I don't know yet. I'm going to add another 100 shares to Meta, though. I just said it on the news, which is exactly how I feel on a lot of these conferences. Historically, when Jensen speaks at a conference, NVIDIA has a tendency to roll over versus like during earnings, right? It rips. So uh-oh. Top of the sandbox rejection, red roll here, maybe. TSM rolling over. Meta. Now I'm right on this trade. I don't like it. Yeah, the CRWB trade, the CoreWeave trade, that hurt this morning. And for those of you guys who know, I typically like to short Meta, but it's a positive catalyst when you're laying off a ton of people. Now, people would argue, well, you're getting rid of your talent. How does that screw up your business? But if you're freeing up, I don't know, $50 million of pay to be automated by AI, I don't know. You tell me. I'm just not a big fan of Meta, but that's okay. It's undeniable the fact that Instagram and all other stuff, like, very prevalent, very relevant for a lot of folks. My social media is a cell phone. I'll call you. I don't want to post things and wait for you to thumbs up. I suppose I need to get better at that, but whatever. Guys, NBI is looking great. My meta trade now red. I don't like it, and same with my call options here on the Qs. But we'll wait. Just trying to be patient. NBIS looking great. Wow, look at this rollover on Meta now. Wah, wah, wah. NBIS, boom, breakout. Let's go. I'm gonna add a little more to my NBIS trade. Yes, please. Couple points. Here goes my call options now looking amazing. Let's add 10 more to the call options. This is it. This is the breakout. Remember I said I wanted a candle that did this? This is when we should get it. Look at this. Straight over the top. Pow, 603 coming. Beautiful move on NBIS now, guys. Looks fantastic. For those of you guys brave enough, CoreWeave kind of bottoming it out there might be a fun one. Guys, here go the Qs. That is a beautiful igniter. Do you see that? Boom. Now let's see if we can get a pop over this high of session. NBIS, amazing. Amazing, guys. I like when I have winning trades, not like this CoreWeave to kick things off. It sucked. But that's okay. CoreWeave bounce off the 50% retrace. Yep. Let's see if it holds. Yep. You got it. There you go, Seth. Patience pays, I like to say. Quite something. I think you social media person in terms of posting. Too many eyes. Pushing harm. Don't want necessary attention. Yeah. I hear that. Oh, now don't get shy on me now, Qs. Come on. It's time to go. Straight up. Let's see. Let's see. That's funny. Let's pull it up. Actually, you mentioned it, CRWV. Why is it not showing up my previous line? But we talked about it, right? We marked it up. 50% retrace. Right there. Funny how that works, isn't it? Guys, there's the breakout on the Qs. You watching that? So I was waiting for. Now Meta should follow. I can't add anymore just because it's too damn expensive, but NBIS have added no partial yet. I want to see how high we can go. We broke out over these right here, 130, call it 132. And what's the high here? 133. So I'm waiting to see if we can actually push 133 and get a proper breakout. There goes the move on the Qs, guys. I'm up massive on these call options now. I'll take it. Shouldn't say massive, but no, just letting it grow. TSM, nice turnaround. Just need Meta to pick back up again. And it's not looking great, to be honest. It actually looks like it's going to fall off. It's going to be a day of patience, it feels like, already. Like, this really should have been a push to here. Instead, right back into the sandbox. Meta should have been a push to 640, almost without even thinking about it. Instead, pulls all the way back to session low. Little shakeout action. NBIS, push. Totally should have broken out. Failed. It's not a good thing. Not a good thing if you're bullish. But that's usually when the bulls then come in and step in. They try to run it up again. And then see if it's real or not. And the trouble is, it's like on days like, actually weeks, like we've seen, it's difficult because you're like, when do I take my money? Well, rule number one, pay yourself first, right? Because now I'm red on this trade too, NBIS. And the trouble is like when you see a sell like this, right? 141,000 shares in one candle. And you see 171 to try to prop it. And now we're at 170 almost, 165 in volume. Is that an actual decision to sell off? Or is that just people like, hey, screw that. I bought it at 90 bucks. I want out. Right? I mean, right now for me, I'm sitting and waiting, and I don't like normally holding on to losing trades in long positions. Ironically, when I'm short, I can handle a little bit more because, let's say, for example, if I wanted to short here, like at this level, as an example, I'd be okay with taking a drawdown a little bit higher. Let's do that. There we go. You know what I mean? So like if I wanted to get in here at this level, I wouldn't mind a push up here and hold on to that losing trade for it to continue its move down. But when I'm long stocks, I really don't like when I go, like, for example, in NBIS, I get in, it's a one direction trade, which is like, I want to see it go straight up, which is what it did. And now that it's pulling back, now I'm concerned that this is a BS trade now. But the problem is we're so like this market right now, it flip-flops so quickly and so dramatically to the tune of like, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. So depending on which stock you're looking at by percentage, that'll vary, right? But it makes it hard to hold on to a trade and see it through. Basically, this is a scalper's paradise. Come in, 2, 3 points. Boom. Get in, get out, get in, get out. NBIS, trying to hold it for the breakout. Now I'm kicking myself because I'm going to probably have to eat the loss on this thing. And same thing now with my call options. If I took half off, cool. But again, I'm looking at behaviorally, what am I seeing this market try to do? Well, it's test the limits of bears and bulls, right? Get them all the way down here, get them excited, get people to sell the heck out of it, and then squeeze the crap out of them. Then get out of the way, take your profits, and then buy it again. so that what they could sell again. But at some point, the selling might start kicking in up here, then we get the squeeze. But what do I know? I'm normally pretty bearish. Today I'm bullish only because of market manipulation. It's the only reason. Not because I think everything that's Strait of Hormuz, oil, all that other stuff. Nah, I don't think that's good stuff. I think it's no bueno. Like markets should go lower. But I look at it as if I was a big hedge fund guy, what would I do? I would squeeze the heck out of every short share that's out there, get paid on it so I can find liquidity and get out. That's just me. Looking at Netflix. So very cool. MU, very cool. Like it. We were looking at that one earlier today. Yeah, beautiful. Nice move. SanDisk, probably same. The sister stock. Oh my God! Look at that beast. Oh man, look at that. I should have just gotten rid of this MetaTrade and buy here SanDisk straight up. $700. Pow, $11 move. CoreWeave giving it up now to the downside. And get rid of this. I'm gonna put NVIDIA back up here. What to do, what to do. Losing trade here. Break even-ish here. Up on the Qs at least. That's good. Just being patient right now. Here we go. Manipulation time. Big green candle in 3, 2, 1. Or it could be red, but there's a big candle coming any minute now. Any second. Ta-da! 1, 2, 3. Vámonos. Here we go. About to make some money now. Meta, NBIS, Google maybe. CoreWeave, you know what? I'm going to go for it. Full share size again. Right here, 83.42. Let's see if we get some lift off here. 83.42, guys. Did I talk about the green candles yet? Mm-hmm. And if you guys are out there on the YouTube land, get in here. See if CoreWeave's giving me a second chance here. I don't know for sure, but that's a nice setup right here. We should get a breakout now. If this fails a breakout, then I'm going to get out of my call options. But if it doesn't, it could be an amazing trade, a fantastic trade, they'll call it. No, there's way too much volume behind that move. The Qs are going to break out, guys. Cue the disclaimer. Guys, CoreWeave looking nice. We're full share size right out the gate. I didn't build into this one. I just grabbed it and second chance it because look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Vamonos. Big green coming. Look at Meta. Yes. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Should I take a partial? Nah, we're gonna get a little more. Only because I've been patient through this nonsense. Now let's get the real push, guys. Real push. Look at Meta. Beautiful. Beautiful. Pay that man his money. Let's go. You're looking at Tesla at 400? Let me look at Tesla real quick. Yep. Big area. I had it 399.14. I actually saw, I forget the number. It was a big number. Ton of money sitting there. 399.14. Guys, you ready for it? You ready for it? Uno, dos, pow. Hopefully it's not red though, because that would suck. But it's undeniable, guys. If you're not marking up your charts, you have a huge disadvantage. So, like, yes, you need to know technical. Yes, you need to understand fundamentals. Yes, you need to understand the industry. But you put them all together, you've got a fighting chance. Not to mention data. Like, I've got 4 different data feeds that give me real-time info. I have one, and they're all feeding into, well, other than the, it's like a voice channel. But everything else is fed directly through like an AI model I'm building. So I get the sound bites when it happens. See that right there? I don't like that. I really don't like that because they're coming right back down to test the top of the sandbox. And do we move higher? I don't know. Pretty gross. I'm gonna have to trim Meta, guys. I'm in too big on this position. I wanted 640 on it, so I'm gonna wait for this candle to finish, but like it's pretty disgusting price action there. Put the gap down 2-3 points. No. Oh no. NBIS. Let's go. Come on. Get up there. Get up there. Adding to it. Adding to it. NBIS. Here we go. Finally. Finally. Now I can go put the T on, hopefully. Waiting for this move, guys. If we can get above here and keep moving higher, 602, 603, I'll go make some tea, you know, maybe take some partial on the call options. But other than that, like, I'm looking around. I don't see anything that I genuinely love to add to or what have you. Like, need Meta to go, need NBIS to go. Watching NVIDIA, SanDisk, I probably won't play today, but man, look at that, $710. Holy crap. Well, we are second chance here on CoreWeave. So let's see if we can get a nice pop on this, at least up to this 200 EMA. So 85.24 is kind of what I'm looking for. A nice 2-point rally. Give me some of my money back from that losing trade today. I mean, if we take the top off, that would be amazing. But look at this. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. What do you guys think? Are we going to move higher today or aim lower? No wrong answer. What do you guys think? Actually, here's a better question. Do you think we'll hit 605 today or break 600 today? And that's, by the way, closed. That's closed. Not at any given point in time. But do you think we'll actually climb to 605 today? Or do you think we're going to end up below 600? Like, if we stay in this sandbox, this is a problem area now. I shouldn't say forever in the market, but it's definitely, as soon as you go in here, this is like standing in a boxing match with a blindfold on, because it's anybody's game down here. And we're like right there. So notice all the bulls, they were trying to get us out of there. So they don't have to worry about that. But that was a big stretch for them to get in here, considering we were way down here. Right? So you tell me, if you're a bear, do you think you're going to give up that region that easy? Probably not. Which is a forcing function. You got to sell more, sell more, sell more, which means you need to find more buyers, which, if you're a bull, this is the time to squeeze, man. So we'll see. Still in position. Seth thinks we're going higher. Yeah. Jonathan got into AMD just below 197. Good luck. I'm looking at coin over 203. Ooh. 202 is a bright spot for it for sure. Definitely volatile on this name. All right, it's now or never, guys. Come on. Let's get this pump on META, y'all. The only trouble I have with names like this is like, oh, just kidding. It was a Reuters fake news, right? And then this Meta goes back to $600 in like blink of an eye. So I'm going to take an early partial now on Meta, seeing if we can clear over the 632. If we do, I can hang on to it, but I definitely want to take some off of this trade just in case we snap down to 620 or something wild. As long as I'm green right now, I'll wait, but nice push on coin. Get some housing data coming in, which whatever. There we go. Pow! Come on, Meta. What an incredible company Zuckerberg has. That's his name, isn't it? Zucchiniberg, Zuckerberg, something like that. Somebody called him that. Everybody calls him that, actually. Seagate will be talking today as well at GTC Summit. What is NBIS doing, guys? What in the world is this going on here? It was too late to the party, I guess. Ah. Here goes Meta. Very nice. Here come the Qs. I'm looking for at least 602.87 so I can take some off of these Qs and then let the rest run so I can literally just let the machine print for me today. You know what I mean? But I got to bank the profit first because CoreWeave stole my money this morning. But we're back in it for a round two, see if we can get something back. Breakout in 3, 2, 1. Coin looks great. I don't know. Did you take the trade, Steph? You nail it. Look at the 602 push. Here we go. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Merci beaucoup. Merci. What a beautiful move. I want to see it take the top. 603.80, guys, would be amazing. Let's see. What is CoreWeave doing again? You know what? I'm not playing games with this thing anymore. I'm not playing games. I'm gonna cut it in half. There we go. Cutting it in half. I'm not risking that. No way. I'm gonna get ready to take a partial on Meta in a moment. How you doing out there, guys? Tough chopping around this morning. I want to be able to take some off of these trades, man. Like NVIS, I need to get back up into 129s again. Oh my gosh, look at CoreWeave now. Glad we got out of half of that position, but man, even still, brutal. Meta though. Meta. All right, I'm taking a partial here on Meta, guys. Thank you. Still have decent size on it, but here comes the Qs, guys. That's what we want. Need NBIS to climb up there again. Coin looking fantastic. Good call out for you. CoreWeave though, just biting it down, which is fine. We're out of this trade, but man, that sucks. It's one of my top picks for the day. Well, it happens. Oops. Oracle looks kind of good too here. But I'll wait for my partial on these call options so that I can justify taking another trade here. Nice, Seth. Good. Very nice. Fine. You're on the gold today, brother. It's nice. I like that. Meta looking great. It was a pretty big position for me to start with, so I'm glad it's playing out. But man, that CoreWeave trade just took my money and ran away with it. Yeah, my real target on Meta was around 640. So if we get up near 640, some more off. But, call it 638, 37, whatever. It's just once we get above 635, we should rip 636, namely. But point is like these markets, you can see, look, like we get a nice push, breakout. Nope, just kidding, dump. Like that's gross, really gross. And NVIS, what are you doing? Can't afford to hold that much longer, guys. On NVIS. Only real winner for me today, Meta and these call options. But even the call options, I'm sure they'll start decaying on me soon if we don't move higher, like faster. There we go. Come on, guys. Get up there. Get up there. The importance of that 200 EMA. You see that? Landed on it. If we started breaking that way lower, I would have been out of the way. Like CoreWeave did that, and thought maybe we'd bounce back up to it, but as soon as we cracked that 200 EMA, it was game over. So as long as this can stay above here, maybe even start moving higher, I'll hang on to NVIS. Or take a partial on Meta. Two losing trades on CoreWeave today. Yeah, Oracle looks kind of interesting. Either it's building a base, like consolidation to take off, or break lower. It's been beaten up pretty good. Chevron not doing a whole lot. Let's see, Exxon. We're slowing down, guys. Looks like it. NBIS. Not loving that. Tempted to short some stuff right now. I'll wait. Come on. SPY kind of hung up here at the session highs. No, I'll leave what I got. Yeah, I'm tempted to just nail NBIS for additional full share size, but I won't do that. I'm just looking around to see if there's something else that piques my interest, but I don't really see anything at the moment. Just being patient. This could be the rollover here, guys. Either we're going to break out right now, coming up on 10:30. Either we're going to rip and aim higher, or we're going to get the fatal rejection to the downside here. So as I prepare for that, I'm actually going to take some off my call options here in a moment. Let's see where this next candle opens. If it's green, great. We'll see if we could ride it out. If it's red, I'll take half my position off the table. Wow, what a move on SanDisk. Jeez. Still in this NBIS and MetaTrade. Call options of one of the 602.87, maybe even 603.79, but it needed to get there quickly, and it's not getting there quick enough. So, you know what happens when I see that. Let's, again, keep some powder dry. 2 o'clock, Jensen Huang, NVIDIA's CEO, will be speaking at the conference. So who knows? Maybe some more fireworks later on this afternoon. I'll keep an eye on markets as we roll into that. I don't know if we'll be trading, but if there's an opportunity, you already know I'm going to pull up the flight controls here. Which one of you guys was watching Battalion? Interesting move there to the downside. Here comes the breakout on the Qs. Maybe I could take a partial soon if you guys can like actually make this real. So 50-50 in the room on whether or not we're going to hit 605 or not, which tells me a lot. Do we think we're going to go up 3 points or down 2 points? And we're 50-50. You guys think we're going to stay here in the middle? 602 area? It's a pretty decent pullback on Meta. Might have to trim up some of that as well. Okay. Take some off of Meta. Let it keep going. But there we go. Risks off of that. And NBIS, I might just dump the trade so I can go make my tea. And challenging markets chopping around like this. A couple of these though, you got them right. Boom, get a nice 2-3 point move. SanDisk, 12-point move. But now you're in this holding pattern. Like, what's next? I don't know. Up, down, left, right. You're gonna get shaken out. So when in doubt, cash out. So I've got 20 call options right now on the Qs. I'm gonna take 10 of them off. Not a big trade though. Okay, NBIS getting some news headline love right now, which is fine. And we get a pop here. Okay, let's see what we got here. Nice. Good job, Seth. 4 for 4. Netflix, Tesla, and Coin. Nice. Very cool, man. That's the way to do it. That is the way to do it. Well, I was hoping, like I said, I know Scott will be back tomorrow. He's just, well, hopefully, because weather is what kind of canceled his flights on the way back. But I'm sure we'll get him back here tomorrow. Guys, NBIS getting a little lift here. Same with Meta. News right now talking about them, which is great. See if we get a little bit of a hype train to push it higher. I'll tell you what, I'm going to put in my stops. Let's see, 127.48. Okay. Okay. I think that's going to probably do it for me today, guys. I'll be back around 2. I just don't know if I'm going to hop on the microphone just because I want to see what Jensen has to say. But I'll let these trades play out. I've got NBIS long still, Meta long. We already take partials on both. I should say trim on NBIS. And then I'll probably trim my call options on the Qs here in just a moment. Like I want to see it go green into that call almost 603. So I can take half of them off and then enjoy my day until 2 p.m. I'll keep y'all posted on Scott. Hopefully he gets in. But again, today we're supposed to get like nasty weather on the East Coast. We were talking about like tornadoes and stuff. I'm like, what? Tornadoes on the East Coast? When? Since when? It's pretty wild. Perfect example of theta decay because I'm so far out of the money on the 605s. So what we paid for them here, $1.50, right? Well, now we're up 1.5, and they're back down to $1.45 now. Wow, that is a gross candle on the Qs, guys. Straight into the sandbox. That yeah, other than the NVIDIA conference today, there's not a whole lot of data points. I mean, again, news article could come out and that could shake things up, right? So in either direction. Like as of right now, I've got a very, very manageable red day because of CoreWeave, because I went a little too big on my sizing. That's fine. But we made most of it back with Meta. The NBIS is basically the balance that I'm covering right now to the downside. And obviously, these put options now just turned red as well, which I'm not worried about a couple $100, but uh-oh. A news article involving, I think if I heard that right. So, the last little bit of concern I'll leave you guys with is typically the higher oil goes, the worse it is for stock markets. So like if it hangs around $70, no one cares. $80, you'll see a small dip in markets. $100, you start to see people kind of freaking out. We saw it recently, right? If this stuff keeps happening out in the Middle East and $200 a barrel becomes a reality, we could have a real problem. See that fighting though? Right there at the top of the sandbox. Sellers stepping in, and now you're at this other all-time high level, 600.90. I don't have the date on there, but I could find out when that was. hence that green line. That was an all-time high at one point. So was the 600.05. Oh, gross. We could really break down now. I'm going to get out of meta early, guys, so at least get some money. There we go. NBIS I'll hang on to. All out of meta. These call options will probably dump here in a minute as well, because this is a decent rollover here. And I'm more concerned about, like, everybody expects a V bottom. Everybody. We're so used to it. But I'm of the mindset at some point it's not going to happen anymore. And it's, for me, it feels like it's soon. But markets have been climbing the wall of worry for years now. And I've been on the wrong side of that trade. So right now, I've got my call options in place. We'll see what happens. If we break the 600 print, I'll dump them. I'll eat that loss as well. So be, you know, a manageable red day, but it's not ideal. MU, let's look. Short. As long as it's holding that 200, I'd be cautious of the move higher. You know, it's definitely up on the day. It's up, what, 5%? Definitely stronger than the Qs at the moment. And then if you look at that segment, like, it's definitely stronger than NVIDIA, even though NVIDIA has all their news. And then what is SanDisk doing? I mean, the leader right here. So yeah, I'd keep an eye on that 200 EMA if you got it. If you start breaking down here, yeah, maybe. You just would have to limit your risk, because this is I mean, right now it's not that spready, but sometimes if it starts gapping higher, you could see a 2-3 point spread on this thing. The same way you'll see on SanDisk. Cue the disclaimer to your money, do what you want with it, but I'd be cautious, because if we start bouncing like we're seeing here, the first names that are likely going to hold or push is going to be the SanDisk and MUs of the world. Let's see what SMCI is doing. Nah, nothing. Like, this is more of a consolidation, it feels like. So can we roll over? Sure. You know, like a 50% retrace possibly to right around here, 436 area. Totally could happen, but we need to see the Qs fall apart, and so on and so forth, for this to get that level of weight, because it's, I mean, it's a favored stock today. There's not a lot of stocks out there that are up 5% or 7%. NBIS up 14% though, and somehow I'm slightly red on this trade. Wah, wah, wah. So yeah, cue the disclaimer for short transfer. Do what you want, sure dough. You know what I mean? But just stuff to keep an eye on, I suppose. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna be back, like I said, around 2 o'clock. I'm gonna hold on to these call options for now, as long as we stay below that 200 EMA. We are all out of the meta trade. I still have this NBIS trade in place. Now I'm gonna keep some powder dry, because when Jensen Huang hits the stage, maybe we get an opportunity to short or buy these markets. In the meantime, though, I'll hang on to these call options. I think all in, what is it, $3,000 that I could potentially lose, which, yeah, I don't want to do that. But right now we're down like $500, $400, $460. That's okay. I'll wait for now on that. But listen, appreciate you guys. We'll see you tomorrow at the open at the latest. If I'm on at 2 o'clock and you guys happen to be here, great. Then I'll hop on the microphone. But if not, that's okay too. So until then, we'll chat. Cheers. God bless.